low post, mid post, high post, post game sports.
Gather round, hustlers. That's if you're still living, and get on down to that old post rhythm. Here's a
Yes, sir.
couple of Jews to help you get through your bid in prison. A ribbon in the sky, keep your head high. Young Vito, voice of the young people, mouthpiece for hustlers. I'm back, mother. Your reign on the
Mm,
top was shorter than leprechauns. Y'all can't mess with posts. What kind of X y'all on? People,
man.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Post Game Sports. And we cooking tonight. We cooking tonight. It's filet mignon on the menu, but we cooking tonight. We talking about that blue and gold 2026. Your boy Post Game was in the building, and I am pleased. Now I know you can't take the blue and gold game and put too much on the analysis, but you can't put too little on the analysis. And before we get into that, I got my main man, Mossberg of Level Up Sports 10. How you doing this evening, homie?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good, man. As you see, man, you said we was talking blue and gold. So I had to, put that gold shirt on representing you and you're fighting Irish, man. I'm thankful to be here, blessed, and man, glad to see you all the way from 614 C bus where I'm at till you've been to Air and South Bend. And can't wait to hear some of your thoughts as we talk about this. And you was live in the building in South Bend at the blue and gold 2026 game today, man. It's good to see you, man.
Hey man, it's always a pleasure. Myself, post game, Mossberg of Level Up Sports 10, and all the homies at WTP Sports Stews. These are the finest gentlemen when it comes to breaking down these here sports. You dig? Mossberg, man, I just want to say that the people of Notre Dame are outstanding people, just really nice people. The people at Always Irish, they had a tailgate going, and I got to meet a lot of really cool people, a lot of cool Irish fans. Even got a drop from John Kennedy himself. Thank you for that, sir. Shout out to my main man, Renee, who hooked me up with the memorabilia and really showed your boy a good time. But man, I was so excited and ecstatic about what I saw on the field. Now, I know it's just the spring game. I know they still got to go through a lot of summer camp, fall camp, but talk about the blue and gold game. I love what I saw. Were you able to catch the blue and gold game today, homie?
Man, I was able to catch a glimpse of so many highlights. I wasn't able to catch the actual game, but I went back and caught so many different highlights of this game. And by the things that you were posting, definitely helped me out. And I seen that post with Mr. Kennedy. That was a great post, as well as the other ones you dropped on your page and shorts, man. Great job on those as well. And I was loving Mr. Burris, I'm gonna call him, out there, along with that quarterback you had, CJ Carr. We know how special he is, as long as that deep running back room. I mean, this Notre Dame team, I feel post, man. After watching these highlights, I know it's been a lot of talk in the offseason. I think you guys are definitely championship ready. I think preseason, when it comes to seeing games like this, how great both sides of the ball played, I'm ready for the season, man. I'm anticipating. Definitely.
Man, just let me say, bruh, Marcus Freeman is a genius. Head coach of Notre Dame football, Marcus Freeman is a genius, bruh. The way he's constructed this team and his image, his DNA, those long athletic defensive linemen, finally, the wide receiver room deep as I don't know what, bro. Just a lot of players, and I'm not used to seeing Notre Dame football with these many great wide receivers, or really good to great wide receivers, I should say. A lot of unproven guys, but you see the talent, you see the potential, and I'm extremely excited. Bruh, Blake Hebert. It was a lot of talk about Blake Hebert. Maybe he should have transferred because the freshmen they got coming in at quarterback, he can't compete against. I don't know about the rest of the practices. I'm not privy to those practices right now. But Blake Hebert looked better than Noah Grubbs today.
That kid is.
And the freshman, Noah Grubbs has been getting a lot of buzz in practice, bro.
Yeah.
But Blake Hebert, some people told me he's going to transfer. And that still may be so. But what I saw today on the field, Blake Hebert, as of right now, should be the second string quarterback. Bro, the dime he threw in the back of the end zone to Lil Plexico, as I like to call him, Lil Plexico Burst, was a thing of beauty. And the catch was even crazier. Back in the end zone, bro.
Yeah.
So one of the things, we know CJ Carr is going to be CJ Carr, right?
Yes, sir.
But today I was really impressed with Blake Hebert, bro. No, I don't think he's going to transfer out. Not just yet. Not just yet. I'm not saying that. Not just yet. But as far as the backup quarterback battle, from what I saw today, I like Blake Hebert, bro.
Yeah.
7 for 11, 103 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions.
I agree. He played a hell of a game today, man. Like, just watching him play, not to cut you off, like seeing him, move that football up and down the field the way he was throwing the ball. And like you said, hearing the rumors about different things, I think it shows, how well that coaching staff is doing also. They getting these kids ready, this quarterback room. We know how tough it is, along with the wide receiver. It's so many different position rooms that is major battles, but that shows the talent. But this kid, Herbert, I think he's a special kid, just to go out and play this type of game. And as you were saying, I don't think he's going to transfer either, man. I think he's there to stay.
Yeah, Blake Hebert showed me something today. I was impressed. I'm impressed with Noah Grubbs as well, but I was not. I was expecting if somebody was going to have a game being that second string quarterback, I was expecting that to be Noah Grubbs, but it was not. It was Blake Hebert. So shout out to him, man, and keep working, because they got another freshman quarterback that's not on campus right now, that reclassified and is going to be on campus come this fall, and he's going to be competing for that second string quarterback position too. So keep working, Blake. I see you. Now, Moss. Everybody knows that Marcus Freeman loves to run the ball. He wants to be a program that's built from the inside out.
Yes, sir.
Meaning strong, physical, athletic offensive line that dominates the line of scrimmage, running the ball down your throat, breaking your will.
Yeah.
That's Marcus Freeman's style. But the type of athletes that he has assembled at the wide receiver position is absolutely a thing of beauty. But, bro, before I even get to the wide receiver, I got to cook on these running backs, because I heard a lot of talk. Jadarian Price, Jeremiah Love is gone.
Mm-hmm.
What is this Notre Dame running game going to look like? Cool. We can say the same thing about any other university.
Great.
Nobody had that Love-Price combination. You can't replace those guys. You just can't. Those are 2 first-round running backs, bro.
Agreed.
But at the running back position, Aeneas Williams stood out to me. This is a guy who's really versatile. And when he split out wide during the spring game, bro, he looked like a natural receiver to me. He looked like a natural receiver. You talk
Agreed.
about a versatile running back. And dig this. The freshman Jonas Walton looked really good today.
Yeah.
And we didn't even see the big bruising back, Keidron Young.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get a lot of work this upcoming season, so long as he can get back healthy.
Yeah.
But Aeneas Williams, for my money, is the dude going into the season. I think he's going to have a fabulous season. I think he's going to bring a lot of versatility to that offense,
Yes.
receiving the ball, running the ball. This is a guy who puts you in the mind frame of Kyron Williams for the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
So I was impressed by the running game, bro. Even though we didn't see Keidron Young, hopefully he's back, sometime in the summer, maybe in the fall, whatever the case may be. But Notre Dame has a stable of running backs who are all good in their own right and who all bring a different flavor to the mix. You dig?
Yeah. I agree.
Did you catch any of them?
I like, Williams is the one I've been liking. His dad's been a Hall of Famer. We know what he's done in his career. But I think, seeing Williams and like you said, Keidron Young, like knowing that he could split out and go to that wide receiver. Just imagine seeing Keidron Young later in the season. What would an offense do when he splits out to that wide receiver in the formation? And this Williams is special. I think, like you said, we'll get to the wide receivers, but losing Love and Jadarian Price, we know they're irreplaceable in their talent itself, but being there like you were, but for me to watch the highlights and see what that running back room is like, that's special to be able to have that talent when the type of talent that goes to the NFL leaves and you reload with that. So, like you said, shout out to Coach Freeman and what he's been doing, what he's built, and he continues to build. And I think it's going to be special to see what these running backs do at Notre Dame because, when you think about the greats, you think of Ricky Waters, you think of Jerome Bettis. You could think about those things a lot more, and their presence is there, not, with their kids, being there, of course, but I think their presence will be there even more and even talked about with seeing how this running back room is.
Yeah, that is for sure, man. I'm running back it was never a position of worry for me. Even when I heard Love and Price were moving on to the NFL, because I knew what they had on the roster. The only reason you haven't heard about those guys is because we had Love and Price. Who's going to get when you got Love and Price? Who else is going to get on the field? Like, folks got to keep it real, man. At the wide receiver position, bro, I was pleased with the wide receivers. And I don't want to put too much stock into a spring game, but I'm just telling y'all, I was pleased with what I saw.
What's your thought? No, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, Cam Williams. I'm just letting it breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
You did let it breathe a little bit. Whew. Cam Williams, bro. A lot of people left him for dead. I was disappointed in Gilbert too, but you got to also remember, my man, Notre Dame has a hell of a group of corners. But I was impressed with Cam Williams, man. A lot of people left him for dead. They said that he's going to transfer out. They said that he's going to be passed up on the depth chart. And all this young man did was continue to work, bro. And he had a hell of a play. Yeah. He had a hell of a play down the field. I was impressed with Cam, and I'm happy for him because he's a guy coming into Notre Dame who was highly touted, had a lot of buzz, but he hasn't been able to crack that depth chart up until now. And we still haven't seen Quincy Porter, the transfer wide receiver out of Ohio State. But as of right now, Cam Williams, impressive. And he may be vying for some minutes this season.
Yeah.
Not only Cam Williams, Devin Fitzgerald, Little Larry. Devin Fitzgerald, Little Larry. That kid has the goods. I remember, I want to say it was One Take Zaya. He asked us like a while back, out of your team's recruiting classes, who is that sleeper guy? And I told him, I said, I think it's going to be Devin Fitzgerald. Little Larry Fitzgerald. That kid has the goods. I was impressed by Devin Fitzgerald. I think he has a certain maturity, and I haven't been around him, but I can just, as I'm watching the game, he seemed to be more mature than most freshmen. And anybody can see that, being the son of Larry Fitzgerald. This guy has had, from what I've seen, a great father, a great mentor, some of the best coaching you can ask for, probably the best facilities, the best equipment. So I knew he was going to be a dude. I don't care about stars coming out of high school to an extent. I don't care about stars. Can you play football or can't you play football? You dig?
Yes, sir.
And not only that, but I think the play of the game was when Blake Hebert, I believe it was Blake Hebert, hit Elijah Burris, son of Plexico Burris, in the back of the end zone, and he made a heck of a catch, Mossberg.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness, he made a heck of a catch. Notre Dame has a beautiful problem, bro.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of depth at wide receiver. And listen, I've been watching Notre Dame my whole life. There isn't too many wide receiver depth charts that has the potential that this depth chart of wide receivers have. I'm really impressed by him. And again, Mylan Graham, the transfer wide receiver from Ohio State.
Yes, sir.
When you see him on the field, Mossberg, he looks different. Like if you don't have to hear the announcer say nothing. You don't have to hear, the volume could be off. You see that dude moving, he moves different.
Yes, sir.
Extremely impressed with the wide receivers. I can't wait to see Big Porter once he's healthy. I can't wait to see Jaden Grayhouse. Like, the depth is crazy work, bro. Did you catch any of that?
Yeah, I think when you look at this wide receiver room, I'm gonna say it here, Post. I don't know. You saying you've been, watching it since you was a kid. You know how we watch the football. I think this may be the best wide receiver room in Notre Dame history. I really want to look at this in the years to come to see what they do. But I like the Cam Williams. I love what young Lil Larry was doing. Of course, Elijah Burris. And then you Dante. I think the way he catches the ball, moves. It was I think it was like a third down. I seen him catch the ball, made it down to like 4th and 1 or something like that. Just the catch and the speed and the way he moves. And like you said, that grab that Burris made in the back of the end zone, they're going to be talking about that from this point throughout the season, every touchdown catch he gets. I think Notre Dame has a special wide receiver room that's continuing to be tapped into. It's not untapped, it's getting tapped into. And we are starting to see that talent. And that catch, like you said, Cam Williams made was special. I think he is going to have a breakout season this year in South Bend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can definitely see that. And I know what type of coach Marcus Freeman is. I know his philosophy. I know what Mike Denbrock wants to do.
Yes.
But I can see Notre Dame being more of a balanced team this upcoming season, just based off what I saw. where they're going to run the ball, but they're going to pass the ball probably more than they have in the last few years. I really do. They just have too much talent at the wide receiver position. Yes,
Yes.
they're going to run the ball. Don't get it twisted. They are going to run the ball. My man, Noop Life 007 in the chat. He said, I wonder if Quincy Porter will make a difference since he's missed all of this time. That's a good question. That's something we got to keep an eye out on because I mean Quincy Porter has came into college football with a lot of talent, but he has to get healthy because there's some dudes on this Notre Dame football team at wide receiver. So it's going to be interesting to see where Quincy Porter fits in to that equation once he gets healthy. And not only Quincy Porter, but Jaden Greyhouse once he gets healthy, where those guys fit into the equation. You know, are they starters? Are they in the second wave of wide receivers? It's going to be interesting, man. That's for sure. Now, Mossberg of Level Up Sports 10.
Yes,
The
sir.
defense. This is why I love Marcus Freeman, bro. I remember being, young, a lot younger, a kid to a teenager, and it's like Notre Dame's defense has a bunch, like they might have one or two like studs, but then everybody else is like try hard guys. You get your occasions of Notre Dame defenses that has, quite a few dudes, but not like this.
Yeah.
Not like this. Mossberg, I'm telling you, man. I was sitting with one of my homies and we turned and looked at each other after a play. I'm like, man, they letting them hit like this?
Yeah.
They defense, there's a couple of times they was trying to hit. I'm talking about it's fall we hitting. But the defense looks so long, fast, athletic. Like I'm not used to seeing this. Like I said, some years they'll have a few dudes in the starting 11, but as a whole, like I feel like this defense is extremely fast, extremely athletic. They have really, really great size. And
Mhm.
again, they had some guys who didn't play in this game. They were
Yeah.
missing some guys. So hopefully those guys can get healthy. Listen, bro. No offense to Parlay Poe, my man. I know he rocked with Michigan heavy, and he a Michigan fan. I don't know how, bro. Y'all let Jaden Sanders, and I don't know what the reason for him entering the trend. Maybe he, new coaching staff, whatever the case may be. But Jaden Sanders, bro, is gonna be a monster at Notre Dame, the cornerback who transferred from Michigan. I was impressed by him. I seen him break up a touchdown pass. He played really well in this here spring game. Parlay Poe, my brother, thank you. Thank you. Because I love him and he brings a lot of depth, man.
Yeah.
Along with the cornerback from Colorado. We all know who the number one corner in the country is. And you add the pieces around him with guys who would be cornerback one on a lot of other teams. Bro, I was impressed by Notre Dame's depth last year. Their depth is better this year.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's depth is better this year. And all I'm looking forward to them doing is staying healthy, bro.
Yeah.
What did you catch from the defense, Moss?
I mean, I can't. I'm a piggyback. Everything you said first is, I mean, point on. When you talk about having defense on top of defense, this is crazy to see what you guys had on defense. And, like you said, being a Notre Dame fan, you said you always had that superstar here and there. But the way that y'all are this year, and for me, I love this red shirt freshman, Ethan Long, the 6'2", 204. He looked like he's NFL ready right now.
Absolutely.
That's the one I looked at. We know what Leonard Moore brings. Like you said, a few injury sprinkled in here and there, but what we seen today and what you was able to see right there in your backyard in South Bend Stadium that had the stadium rocking, I think this season is not just a revenge tour, but when you come back to have a defense that's stronger than the previous year. And like you said, to have a lockdown corner on one side, but then have a cornerback that could be a number one cornerback. But I'm gonna say the following could be a number one cornerback as well. You have three number ones, you know what I mean, in that Notre Dame secondary this season, along with a safety that could go number one in any other team as he's a redshirt freshman. So I really like what y'all have on defense. I think it's only the beginning of what we'll see this coming season. I think it's going to be a crazy defense, man, everywhere. And I think they really going to get after that quarterback and turn the ball over. And we see what Leonard Moore could do. And I think that gives this Notre Dame defense the ability to be so much more just, I mean, scheming, just getting after the quarterback, just stunting. You name it, this Notre Dame defense has it.
Bro, you talk about corners. Okay, you got Christian Gray, you got Leonard Moore, and you got DJ McKinney. Those are going to be the three corners out on the field, bro, because they run the 4-2-5, which they use the nickel. The corner on that defense is the nickel, which they're trying Christian Gray at nickel this season. Good luck passing on the Irish, bro.
Yeah.
Good luck passing on the Irish. My man in the chat, Noop Life 007, we appreciate you, dog. He said, I think our defense will score 14 points a game.
Yeah.
They going undefeated to a national championship if that happened. If you telling me that Notre Dame's defense will score 14 points per game, Notre Dame is not losing all the way to a championship.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, bro, the defensive line is so crazy. You talk about Bryce Young, Boubacar Traore, Francis Brew, Keon Gray, the transfer from Oregon. And then you had Armel Mukum getting a sack. You had Keon Keeley getting a sack, the transfer from Alabama. Armel Mukum was in the transfer portal, bro. He decided to come back to the team. And one of the biggest additions to this Notre Dame football team is going to be Charlie Partridge, the defensive line coach, the new defensive line coach. This is a guy who developed J.J. Watt. This is a guy who's highly respected in the game of football, college or pro, Moss. College or pro. I think he's going to make a huge difference for this Notre Dame football team. I think the defensive line is in for a huge season, and I think they're going to make a difference. If the defensive line is as elite as I think they can be, good luck passing on the Irish.
Yeah. I like the fact you say that. My bad, real quick, because you say when we thinking about things, they always say it starts with the players, or it starts with the coach. You mentioned that coach on that defensive line, so I think that goes to show, and I think we only in for what's to come with this Notre Dame front this season and them trench boys, trench babies.
Yes, he said. Yeah, Partridge seems to be an upgrade. Yes, and not saying the former defensive line coach was bad. I don't think he was bad. I think he was good. But Partridge is definitely on another level, I believe. And that's no disrespect to nobody. It just is what it is. I'm excited about this team, Mossberg. I love what I saw. It's always a great time on the campus at the University of Notre Dame. A lot of friendly people. A lot of inspired Notre Dame football fans. They want blood. They out for vengeance, man. Not literal blood, but I'm just saying they call this the revenge tour, tour. So I'm excited to see this team. They were missing a lot of key players. That's the crazy part, Moss. A lot of players weren't in this game and are nursing injuries, trying to get back for the summer and fall camp. and things of that nature. Anything else catch your eyes about the Irish before we get out of here? How about who was on campus today?
Who I didn't get a good glimpse to see who was all on campus today, but I know who was on campus today because I wasn't there personally, but I'll be on the social media. My girl, Maddie, was on campus today post game. That's the one I
Madison Booker,
seen. Maddie,
the forward from Texas.
the
I
four.
heard I heard her and Hannah were tight like that. They're cool. But that was really suspicious to see her decked out in Irish gear at the spring game. I'm not sure if the transfer portal has closed on the women's side. I'm not 100% sure on that. Somebody know in the chat, let me know. But if she is still able to transfer, and you talk about pairing her with Hannah Hidalgo and that great freshman class they just got in,
Special.
along with the transfers they already got, bro, it's trouble for somebody.
Could we see a preseason men's football national championship poll and a women's preseason championship contending poll? If Maddie Book shows up and she enrolls South Bend post game, you're gonna see Mossberg. South Bend fans, you will see me on campus. I'm a big Maddie Book fan, and you will still see me on campus because I rock with Hannah as well and my man Post. So I'm excited myself because that means she's closer to Moss B, and I could go see Maddie B do what she do best and play that basketball game, man. But that would definitely be special for sure.
Yeah, and folks, we're not saying she gonna transfer. We're not even sure if she's eligible to transfer still, but just saying she was on campus.
Yeah,
She looked real good in that Notre Dame gear. I can't front.
man.
So just something to watch out for. Definitely.
Man, for sure.
All the Notre Dame football players who were drafted in this year's NFL draft. You got two running backs. Jeremiah Love, of course, going third to the Arizona Cardinals. And then you got Jadarian Price going last in the first round to the defending Super Bowl champions, the Seattle Seahawks. Shout out to those guys, Eli Raridan, Billy Shrouth, Gabriel Rubio. A lot of those guys were drafted, and I'm hoping that they have long and healthy NFL careers. Shout out to the 2026 NFL draft class, man. You guys deserve that. But it's so crazy to me, boss, having a running back. We know Jeremiah Love, arguably the best player in the draft, but to have his backup running back, Jadarian Price, who would have been a dude on probably any other team, the dude, to have him go in the first round, and he never started a game at Notre Dame, bro, that's a hell of a recruiting tool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's big. That's major, and I think it shows, what Freeman is built in South Bend. He's looking to get these guys in the NFL, as we've seen many of your guys, from South Bend go, and it's just a great thing to see that talent, from the college level and them go to that NFL level. And I think Price is going to be something special in Seattle. I think he could definitely bring a different demeanor. He don't go first round for nothing. And those are always the gems you see, them late first round picks. So I like the fact that he's went to the NFL, and I think he'll bring some great play to the Seattle Seahawks as well.
Yes, sir. So to tie it all up in a nice bow, Notre Dame fans, you should be excited. Notre Dame football fans, you should be excited. A lot of athleticism, a lot of speed. You got 70% of your returning production.
Yeah.
Of your production returning. You got, I think the only thing left for Marcus Freeman, and this is just my opinion, to be the best coach in college football is to win a national championship. Is this the national championship year? It's yet to be seen. But I'm telling you, Fighting Irish fans, you got a lot to be excited about.
For sure.
Anything else before we get out of here? I ain't want to stay long. I just wanted to cook up on the blue and gold game and what we saw today from the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Man, I'm just excited to be here with you, talking what we talk, being there last year and knowing the feeling that you had being at that blue and gold game this year. I could only imagine the vibes coming into this season, man. But as always, man, it's just great to be here with you and do what we do best, man. Make sure y'all tap into Postgame. Go check out the YouTube channel. When I say he's dropping jewels throughout the week, every day of the week almost. And make sure you check out those shorts from today, man. We appreciate everyone that was in the shorts. Mr. Kennedy, we appreciate you as well. We appreciate South Bend, man, for doing what they do, man. And I appreciate you, Post, for hitting me up and asking me to join you, man, and being here for you as always. A thing God be here for, man, anytime we talking this Notre Dame, man. And shout out to my brother as well and his Notre Dame boys this season, Millie Grahams as well, and all those other Irish fans that's tuned in. And we appreciate you all this evening as well.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Millie Grahams, man. Shout out to Parlay Post. Shout out to One Takes 8. Shout out to Rob of WTP Sports Dudes and my man Mossberg of Level of Sports 10, Tijuana City League TV, all the homies. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Like, share, subscribe, and we out of here.
Low post, mid post, high post. Postgame Sports.